There's a new superhero movie on Amazon Prime today called Samaritan, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I do have a few issues with it. First off, you should know going into this that this is a very different type of superhero movie. This isn't like Marvel or DC where the characters are flying or shooting lasers. This isn't a movie that's meant to be this big spectacle. It's very street level. It's very smaller scale compared to some of the big superhero blockbusters. It has an interesting concept about a superhero who is presumed dead, and as a result, the city has fallen to ruin. But there are those who believe he's still out there. However, it falls just a bit short of its potential. In some ways, it feels like a movie that was shot using the first draft of the script. For example, the villain of the movie is named Nemesis. Yes, the hero's nemesis is named Nemesis. So it feels like when they were coming up with the idea that this was a placeholder name and they just couldn't think of anything. So in that regard, it feels a bit silly and lazy. And the plot is also somewhat predictable. There aren't that many surprises. There aren't that many plot twists. So in a lot of ways, it does feel kind of safe. But in other ways, it also kind of stands out. Like I said before, it's a superhero movie where the hero and the villain are just ordinary people, which is kind of refreshing. And there are some interesting ideas in the script about some people siding with the villain after he disappears and thinking he was right, and how they just kind of revolve their whole worldview around him, almost like this cult, and how everyone has the potential for both good and evil, and it's your choice that determines it. And yeah, some of the ideas, they're not quite as fleshed out as they should have been. I think maybe it could have been a little bit stronger. There may be some ideas that could have been expanded on more, maybe elaborated on a bit more. But is the market oversaturated by superhero movies? It provides some interesting ideas, and frankly, I think it's unique enough to stand on its own. So if you're a Sylvester Stallone fan, and you're a superhero movie fan, and you kind of want to see a superhero movie that's very different than anything that Marvel or DC is putting out, but at the same time, still kind of safe, just something to watch this weekend, it's worth checking out. I would say Samaritan gets a B-, an 8 out of 10, and a 3.5 out of 5 stars.